Welcome to Jackie's Reading Corner. I am Jackie, and it is time for another Top 5 Wednesday. If you're new to Top 5 Wednesday, it's a Goodreads group created by Ginger Reads Laney and Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, who is also the current host of the group. And what she will do is give us topics to do each Wednesday of the month, where you pick our top 5 of that topic. And this week's topic is top of the TBR. Okay, so here are my top 5 books on my TBR. Although there are some other books that I didn't think of that I just realized I should have put on this list as well, but I didn't. Okay, so number 1 is Voyager by Diana Gabaldon. I've already obviously read the first 2 books, which this is, in case you don't know, this is a series about a woman from the 40s. It's after World War II, and she and her husband decide to rekindle the flame by going to Scotland and having a second wedding anniversary. I mean, a second wedding anniversary. But while they are in Scotland and her husband is away doing his own thing, because I think there's something about his job that he can do in Scotland. I don't remember why he wasn't around. But she decides to take a tour and look at some of the tourist attractions, and she comes across a group of stones that sent her back to the 1700s during the Jacobite Rebellion. And when she gets there, what ends up happening is she gets arrested. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I read Outlander, and I didn't watch the show, but. Well, I did watch it actually, but then I stopped because I thought we were going to lose stars when we moved, so decided not to continue with it, watching the show. I can't remember why, but she ends up, this group has to come to her rescue and protect her from the English soldiers because she might be arrested as a spy or something. And one of them, the youngest of the bunch, Jamie Fraser, offers to offer her protection by marrying her, so that she will be considered part of their clan. And it's all about their romance, because they end up falling in love, and it turns out that the guy who runs. He was kind of the captain of the English army. He is actually the ancestor of her husband, of her first husband, her present. So it's like very much. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a literary masterpiece or anything, but it's very much like. A romantic drama with some history in it, and that, these are the ones I like. I like the ones with, where the history is most of the plot. The history is part of the conflict, and it's not just about the romance. But anyway, this is the 3rd book, and I want to continue it, especially because my aunt is also reading the books as well, and I don't want her to get ahead of me. Although all the books are pretty long, so. But I think she's more prone to keep reading the whole almost all day, while me, on the other hand, I will be distracted by the internet and TV. But then, of course, she also has her own distractions. Like, she's a mom, so she has 2 kids, 2 teenagers, and of course my aunt is married to my uncle, and so she has her own things that keep her busy. But I feel like she might get through all the first 2 books a little bit faster than I did. Although, who knows? So yeah, so there's that one. And then, let's see, let me close this door. Next, number 2 is The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon, I think that's how you say it. I just realized this was actually a thriller. I did not know that. But I'm gonna keep reading it because I know I've said in the past that I'm not a big thriller person. But I'm gonna keep reading because I have made exceptions. And it sounds like there might be a little bit, but also is a ghost story too. So there's some supernatural aspect to it. And I do love ghost stories. So it depends on it. So it's more like, it's not that I won't read a thriller, it just depends on the thriller. Like, I won't read thrillers where there's a serial killer or something, or like the ones like The Wife Between Us or Gone Girl or something like that. I would rather watch the movie version of that one. So yes, I want to get this one done, as I want to read this one. And it also looks like it could potentially be a quick read. So I'm going to read a lot of this today. Because I think that's part of my problem is a lot of times I choose, like, first of all, it's easier for me to choose, like, young adult fantasy books, and I'm always choosing, and I've been trying to read bigger books lately, so I think if I want to reach 100 books, I also going to read some of my books that aren't as big as, like, let's say this one. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be one of those people who's, like, reading a whole bunch of books I'm not interested because they happen to be short. I'm just, I have books that probably wouldn't take me as long to read, that I am interested. It's just sometimes books like this take priority, and I want to stop doing that. So, I'm also going to read this one. Okay, next is American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This will be my third Neil Gaiman book. I've had this one for a while, and I'm more interested in this than The Portrait of a Lady, which I also had for a while. And part of the reason I want to read this one now is because of the same reason why I attempted to read Portrait of the Lady towards the end of last year. Because, I've had it for a long time, and I feel like I need to finally read it. I've already read 2 of his books, his more middle grade books. The Graveyard Book, and, actually no, that one was the only kid's book of his that I read. The other one, The Ocean at the End of the Lane, is an adult book. I mean, it's from a kid's perspective, but it's an adult book. It has some adult stuff in it. Which is funny because they put it in the kids section of the library, and I'm just thinking, this isn't a kid's book. This is not kid friendly. It's probably too late now, but I'm very tempted to go to, like, if the 2 female librarians I like are there, that I've had a good repertoire with them. Rapport. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. I might be like, I noticed that The Ocean at the End of the Line is in the kids section. I don't think it's a kid's book. I know it's not a kid's book. Because, yes, it's about a kid, but first of all, the kid witnesses his dad getting busy with his secretary. So, it's not, I don't think it's that kid-friendly. But anyway, I should probably do it. But I haven't gotten around to it, and I'm trying to once again take a break from the library so I can read my books on my shelf. But as you can see, I have started it as well, so I need to get back to this one soon. And what I was thinking about doing is reading it, like, soon, because I wanted to kind of read it while I was reading some of The Stand. So I feel like it kind of has, it's not an apocalypse story, but it kind of has a similar vibe to it. I feel like very dark, a very messed up world. So yeah. And then I also want to read Good Omens by Neil Gaiman, and he co-writes that with Terry Pratchett. Because there's actually a show coming out, and it looks really good. It's actually, and it stars Michael Sheen the last I saw of him, he played Aro, I can't remember how to say his name, on Twilight. But don't use that against him. I know a lot of people don't like Twilight. A lot of people, in fact, hate it with passion. But, and also, it has my man, David Tennant in it. So I want to read that one as well. I want to read that one soon. I don't know when the show's coming. I'll have to double check when the show's coming. But I wanted to try to get Good Omens done before then. So who knows? I might have to stop reading American Gods and get to that one, which is also a TV show. That's hence the cover. This cover is referring to the show version with I can't remember what is his name. I used to know that guy's name. Well, anyway, that's another one I need to get to. American Gods. Okay, next is Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo, the sequel to Six of Crows. Again, this is another one that, as you can see, I've started it, and I've definitely gotten a lot further than this one than the other ones. I can't really say much about this. It's like I said, it's a sequel to another book, so you have to have read Six of Crows, and I don't know if any of you have read that one. But this is basically like any sequel. It's about the aftermath after what happens at the end of Six of Crows. And so far I'm really enjoying it, but it is a long book. And I love these pages. I love the sprayed edges, just like the other one. I think that's kind of cool. I love this cover with the crow and the buildings within the feathers. I think that's cool, and that's what they did on the first book as well. So I need to finish this one, but this one's gonna take me a little bit longer. Some of these last few books are gonna take me a little bit longer. And then the next one is a classic, a more modern classic, and that is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. Again, another one that I've started, and these chapters are really short. So far, I like it. It's been interesting so far. This young girl it's one of those coming of age stories about this young girl growing up in Brooklyn, and she's Jewish. And I'm guessing there's some importance to a tree in her yard. But I'm not very far in it, so I can't really tell you much about it. But yes, I gotta read this one as well. Okay, so next, the last one on the top of my TBR is, oh wait, that was 5 books. So, I guess I can't really say the last one. I forgot when I made this list that this is the top by Wednesday. But let me go ahead. Okay, so number 6 was going to be The Female Persuasion. Again, another one that I've started, but because it's not like a fantasy book where it's really super thrilling and exciting. It's more about life and stuff. I don't always, sometimes I get sidetracked by more exciting books. And not that this book is boring. It's very interesting, but it's like, this is why I say that I can't fairly say that I'm against contemporary books, because this is contemporary, and why I feel like I have to clarify more young adult contemporary than adult contemporary, because I feel like this is very adult contemporary. Or I guess you could argue it's also more literary. But this is about, a young woman who, when going to college, she comes across, with help from her roommate, she comes across this woman, who's an older feminist woman, and, she's compared to, she's a, I don't remember. But anyway, It's about her relationship, our protagonist's relationship with this woman and her fight for feminism. Like, it's very much a commentary on it. And it kind of, her relationship with this woman kind of affects her relationship with other people, especially her boyfriend, Corey. And how they end up going in separate ways because of this, her meeting this woman. I think I'm a little more than halfway through by the look of it. So I also, let me just list off the other books I can read. I also need to read The Bane Chronicles. That's on the top of my TBR list. Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. It's the final book in the Shades of Magic. Oh, Bane Chronicles is about the character of Magnus Bane from the Mortal Instrument, or I guess the Shadowhunter series. And Roses I gotta finish as well, which I'm like on the last section of that book, so I can easily read that book. And the chapters are not that long. But again, it's not like a fantasy where it's super exciting all the time. It's more like a drama. And I want to read Renegades. That's another one. I need to finish my reread of the Lunar Chronicles series. Although it's not technically done because there's other, like there's the Wires and Nerve graphic novel. But that's the main series. I also, I have, what is it? Oh, Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy I need to read. I need to finish my reread. I need to read John Adams by David McCall because that's my brother-in-law's book that I need to get back to him at some point. But unfortunately this is nonfiction. Nonfiction can be a little dry at times. I need to at least try and see Stranger Things Happen by Kelly Link. See if I like that one or not, because her Get in Trouble book, or collection of short stories, Get in Trouble, was just, it was a little too weird for my taste. And then The Hero of Ages, The Royal Assassin, those are some other books I need to read. And I'm just gonna stop there, because there are a lot of books I need to read this year, and so far I'm off to a decent start. I just finished the book last night, which was Station 11. So what are some books you need that are on the top of your TBR list? Would love to hear what they are in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to it and give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you liked it. And if you want to see more of my thoughts in my lovely face, then click the bell icon below so you can get notified when I post new videos. And I hope you are enjoying your reading, and I will talk to you all later. Alright, bye!